So, fingers crossed you can hear me. Good morning. So I thought I'd do this through the computer. So hopefully all the sound is working and you can hear me perfectly. And I'm going to mess around with using two screens, two videos. So this morning, and this will be a quick one, so a twofold test. So this morning in class, we pulled the card Water Rat, which is this one. Oh, where's it gone? Let me see if it goes over, hopefully. This one is the card that we pulled this morning. So, Water Rat, focus your vision. Focus your vision. So, Vicky Isaac says that the Water Rat pillar carries double the intensity of yang water, symbolized by powerful oceans, seas and rivers. Water is the element that represents wisdom and intelligence, but also fear and anxiety. Associated with plants, the planet Mercury, so communication here, and also linked to the kidneys in Chinese medicine, to fear, to stress, and the virtues of peace, tranquility as well. So blue light, water, the winter season, or our emotions, the kidneys, our flow, are linked to the time of day of between 5 and 7 p.m. in the evening, worth knowing. So that's all linked with Mercury. The ever-changing nature of water reflects our thoughts. At times, we're in a state of flow and riding the waves. Other times, our thoughts, fears, and emotions can sink us deep into the abyss. The rat, a yang water sign with hidden yin water, is so full of ideas that should be contained and filtered. Otherwise, they will just keep circulating without direction, exhausting the mind. This card reminds us that our mind has the power and charge to change our reality. It's that thoughts become things, energy. While I'm doing this, I can share. I forgot to share it. Just a moment, bear with me, as I should be sharing with the members. Come on. It's very slow. There we go. Right click, wait, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Yes, so my members have it. So one of the things also to think about this week, and kind of in prelude to tomorrow, is to ask yourself, where does it hurt? Because we're working with the emotions. Where does it hurt? Where is it in your life that you do not want to go? You don't want to look. And actually look. Look through the eyes of compassion. Look through the eyes of love. Look without judgment, but look. Bear witness. Bear witness to your soul, to your emotions, to what you're feeling right now. And feel and understand. This is taking forever, this one. So I'm just going to come back to you guys. No, it keeps... Oh. Where are you? Okay. it. So the water rat. The card reminds us that our mind has the power to change our reality. Train the mind to be calm and courageous in navigating the unknown. It's that stepping out into the unknown that can be fearful. So we're letting go of that fear. It can be stressful. It can be like we're pushing ourselves to do more and we may not feel ready. But we want to steer the mind. One of the things I used to do, let's try so you can see me for a second. One of the things that I used to do when I was a kid was I would I would allow myself to say to myself when things would come up, when I'd be aware of that story going on. And I was a big fan of Louise L. Hay. So this happened for me, luckily for me, very, very young. I was introduced to her around 16 years old. So even on the way to college, as in my late teens, I would be saying, oh, I'm just running anxiety, feeling those fears and doing it anyway, pushing myself to go beyond. And I'd come across her because I had had and suffered from panic attacks, literally physical panic attacks. That's why I, 20 odd years later, have 25 years later, maybe, have all of these tools that I use to work with stress and anxiety. I'm used to allowing myself to go and move through it, to do that shadow work that we've got coming up this week. So having the courage to navigate the unknown, it's stepping out. But even we go to a whole other level. I've done a lot of shadow work, but the more we do, the more we know where there is to do it. So it doesn't mean that I've got it. It doesn't mean I've got it sorted. I've got, if you look at the boxes on the side here, I've physically got stuff to shift, to let go of, to have courage to go through, to not be overwhelmed, to steer the mind and focus on the positive and recognize actually it's starting to clear, it's going. I feel the shifts, I feel the changes. So steer the mind to focus the positive. I mean, if you look, let's go back to that. If you look at that picture, those dolphins swimming, they're surrounded by the water, surrounded, and he's there. He looks like he could be overwhelming, but there's a light at the end of that tunnel of water under that great big wave, and they're swimming towards it. Fish to me also symbolize finances, and we might be feeling like we're drowning in them sometimes, and certainly with increase here in the UK and everywhere. But focus on where there is abundance if you're feeling that way. Like when there was no money coming in, I was focusing personally on what I was growing and the abundance in the garden, and then it shifts things. It shifts your whole being. When you start to see your reality and you're not bothered by it, when you can look at it from a higher perspective, that's when the big changes start to take shape, start to shift, start to not be detached emotionally from people, but detached from the outcome, and always allowing yourself to think, well, why am I? It doesn't mean you won't get triggered. It doesn't mean that things won't, but it means though that you're able to go, oh, that really triggered me. Why did that annoy me? Why did that person annoy me? So it's, why does it hurt so much is the question for this month, for tomorrow. Steer your mind and to the positive. Recognize where dark thoughts and emotions sink us further into the vortex of a downward spiral. A clear and positive vision can take us for far beyond the horizon into a light-filtered future. Imagine a vast, deep ocean and picture yourself in the landscape. Where are you and how do you feel? Are you looking at the ocean from the shore, swimming, floating, or diving in the water, or riding the waves? Is the water warm and calm, or a treacherous, tenacious, tumultuous mass? Is the water warm or cold? Your unconscious thoughts, if the water reflects it, and your emotions, how would you describe what you just visualized, and how would you change it? Focus on the vision. Remember the words of the card, focus on the vision. The message from heavens with this is yang water. Vast oceans, your imaginations can take you far beyond your fears and in the direction of your dreams. Be bold and dream big. What is it? Yasmin Boland always puts in her mirror, what's your most bodacious intention or goal? What is it? How can you break it down? Meditation. Meditate. Just meditate. Meditate on what it is you might not know. An earth element practice, patience, help stabilize the mind from water elements, fear, thoughts, and earth control water, rather than trying to empty the mind, especially when we're in this element of like the sadness and emotions. The moment you sit to meditate, you are going to have those thoughts come up. You are going to. And when people ask me, they said, Theresa, I can't meditate. I sit there and everything comes to mind. I might want to itch my head, want to itch my arse, whatever. And yes, I said, that's it. And they were like, what do you mean? That's not sitting calmly. No, but when you first start to meditate, what will happen is you'll start to just become aware. The key and the game changer is in understanding that you're the observer. I recommended on my page today after yesterday's meditation, and now I know why, because we're working with grief this month, and a close family and myself have been working through some grief, and allowing yourself to observe those emotions, even if it's you sit there and cry for 3 minutes. You feel the release. It's like the calm after the storm. You feel the torrent of emotions, but you don't want to drown in them. You just want to allow yourself to sit, breathe through it, and move through it. Meditate on an earthly element practice, and it helps stabilize the mind of those water emotions, the fears, the thoughts. Earth controls water. Rather than trying to empty the mind, allow your thoughts to come and go without force. Just watch them, observe them. I suggest you allow them to come up and think of them as like watching what I call poo sticks, as if you've dropped a leaf in a stream and it's drifted off again. Oh, that one's going down, and then another one comes. Flowing like the waves. Entertain each thought briefly before moving on to the next. That's why yesterday's very basic very basic meditation that I would have done 1,000 times before, I thought I'd go back to basics, connecting to the totality of our senses. So it's a 20-minute meditation yesterday that we did for Meditation Monday, doing just that, teaching you how, reconnecting. You don't have to do 20 minutes. In fact, I suggest you do 3 to start with if you've never done it before, or working your way through. On this channel, there's observing, connecting on the playlists, and it's a challenge. You don't have to give me your email. I have no ulterior motive for you doing it. It's purely to help. I made it a few years ago for a friend who'd lost someone and was going through grieving. And at the time, my guidance said this is really important to create. Many people are going to need this. And obviously then there was a huge country was grieving straight after. So allowing yourself that time, but you don't have to be grieving a death of the person. It can be the end of a job, the end of a relationship. It could purely be just connecting and observing where you're at, your own anxiety. Utilize it for whatever you need to do so, and just connecting, just taking a moment. So that's the message for today, with focusing on your vision with Water Rat, but also as we move into, and I would do a separate reading for the eclipse, but we still have this energy. I remind you of these questions. Where do you not want to go? Go there, observe it, observe your feelings, look at it, but look at it with compassion, without judgment. Even those thoughts, those feelings as they come up, your physical pain, whatever it is, do not judge it, just observe it and try and release it, breathing into it. Thank you for your time. Let's come back to me. Oh, no, there we go. Have a beautiful day ahead of you. Today, I can't remember what quote I've put for Transformational Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And on my page on a Tuesday, talking about little things you can do to make big changes. And one of them is your focus. Learning to become the observer. Learning that you are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, you are not your physical ailments. You're the one that witnesses it. You're the one that feels it, but you are not them. They think of them more like clouds with your thoughts, the thought forms. They come, they go, they can move away. Energetically, they can be attached, but we can let them go. But we have the point of power. And the point of power is in the moment. Choose what you want to do, what you want to be, how you want to be in this moment, and focus. So double intensity coming through. You may be feeling intense emotions. Don't let them drown you. Know that there is a raft, and literally visualize a raft, the reminder. Let me be your reminder of anything, not your saviour. You're that one that takes and works hard to shift and change in your life. But as a tool, as a guide, happy to do that. And just to remind you to go to the guide that is the only guide that matters, the one in here. Blessings. Have a fantastic day, or a focused day. Even if it's an emotional day, allow yourself fortitude and time without judgment. Blessings. Take care. I'm Theresa Jande, Tree Heart Art Design Authentic, or Love Authentic Me. You can share this with someone that you feel would benefit. Thank you.